Okay, we are about ready to return the car back to MG because salesman was talking too much and took up my driving time, but that's fine anyway. I really like this car. It's quite a solid little thing. It is a heavy little car, but that's on par for any electric car really. It handles well. It's not fast. There is a fast version, the Top X Power, which hasn't been officially launched in Australia yet. That'll be about 60, 70 grand or something like that. But for an around town commuting car, perfectly fine. You can fit a couple of big adults in the back. I don't think that's a problem anyway for a short trip. What are a few little niggles, Tina? You don't like how there's no light up in here. You can't do your makeup in the car, and you shouldn't do your makeup anyway. The piano black stuff is going to scratch it a lot around here. Rear visibility with them headrests is pretty awful, but the headrest can be removed. But you probably should put them back if you are going to be carrying some people inside of them. We haven't tried the Android Auto or CarPlay yet because I haven't got a cable and it's not my car. I don't want to plug it in or do anything. Wireless would have been nice. You can get aftermarket wireless adapters that will make that quite easy. Just walk in, leave your phone in your pocket or whatever, and you'll have CarPlay and Android Auto. This one does have the 360-degree camera, which is actually quite sharp, but when you're packing a lot of video onto that screen, each little screen is quite small. Bit hard to explain, but even the standard one will come with a reverse camera and that'll be perfectly acceptable. I don't think there are parking sensors on the base model. Is that going to be a problem? Depends on how many scratches we get after the first week or so. Yeah, I don't know. Final thoughts, I think this is a really good value for money electric car. I mean, you've got the BYD Atto inside. What did you say about the interior a moment ago, Tina? Don't like it, do you?
No.
Nah. The great thing about the MG4 is that when you sit here, this looks really nice. It looks well designed. It looks contemporary. It's inoffensive, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like anyone would sit in here and go, "Oh, this is perfectly nice. I have no problem with it." Yeah, the design of the interior is actually quite important because this is where you're going to be spending most of your time in the car. You're going to be sitting here looking at your steering wheel, looking out the dash, interacting with everything here. So it's got to be something that you like. And look, top marks to BYD for having a great product elsewhere. I personally can't get used to their interior. I never wanted an interior based on a fish or a dolphin or whatever. But hey, whatever works. It does work. The Dolphin, decent competitor, but I think it's not in the same league as the MG4. This is rear-wheel drive, and you can feel it when you put your foot down. You get a bit of weight distribution to the back. It just digs in a bit. It just goes, and it feels really planted, really solid. A lot of people say that, but compared to Tina's current car, which is the i30, which is a front-wheel drive, you can notice when you put the power down, the front lifts up, which reduces traction on the front wheel. So in my opinion, I'm not a professional driver. I do like rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive in general over front-wheel drive. But honestly, a lot of people who are not car nerds like me, you're not really going to notice the difference between front wheel, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. But look, tell you what, take the car for a test drive, feel for yourself. If you can pick the difference, great. If you can't, you know what, it was never an issue anyway to begin with. We're going to take the car back to a dealer. He's going to yell at me for running down the power on the car. Now, interestingly, when we started, the car said it had 300k of range left. It's down to 246 now, and we have not done 54k's in the last 20 minutes. We've been tootling around, playing with all the buttons, all that kind of thing. Again, a lot of people get range anxiety. If you're doing the average commute, 30, 40, 50k's in a day, you are not going to have a problem with this car. You can just plug it in at night. It comes with the charger, which is in a bag in the back seat there. Alright, that'll plug into any power point you got at home, your standard 10 amp power point. Do the maths on it, 10 amp power point, 240 volt, you're getting roughly 2 kilowatt. I'm going to sneak through this red light. Didn't do that. You're going to get 2 kilowatt an hour recharge rate. So, you know, most people, you plug it in. Okay, there was no red light coming there, I think. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people doing your average short commute, you're going to be fine without having to get a high-powered wall box or anything like that, I feel anyway. I had the Tesla from 2022, always plugged it in using the slow charger, never been an issue, honestly, but we haven't actually taken a long road trip on that yet. That will happen at some stage. I think if you're in the 40k price bracket looking for a new car, why would you buy a smelly old petrol car that you have to fill up petrol, and it's like $2.25 a litre I saw just a moment ago. Again, have a look at the overall cost of ownership. You've got servicing on a petrol car that is okay. You've got to pay servicing here too. We'll get into that later on. But oh, focus on that. How much is that petrol over there, Tina? 221.9. That's kind of expensive. So yeah, I think look at your home charging rate. You're probably only going to be paying. Why can I let me in? Thanks, buddy. You're a good man. You're a very good man. Thank you. We're going to pull back in here. Anyway, thanks for listening to me rant on. I know I speak a lot of rubbish, but that's my job sometimes to do that. Let's pull in here. Thanks, Penny. You can turn it off now. G'day, people. End of a long night. Finally back home after a long day at work. Yeah, so the test drive of the MG4 that we had. Yeah, not bad. Drove it for about an hour. Got a good feel for it. Driving up around town, little city streets, things like that. Overall, good value for money. We end up putting an order in. Well, we had the order in back in June anyway. The only last minute change was colour change. Originally went from orange to white, orange, and then just as we were signing the contract, wife goes, you know what, I like the blue actually. So yeah, we got a blue car, which is quite nice, I think. If you look at the other reviews, the blue looks amazing actually, really good in the sunlight. So I'm quite happy about that. Overall, yeah, really good value for money. If you're going to spend about 40 grand, you really should test drive this car and make up your own mind. It seems like with petrol prices going the way they are, it's probably a good bet. That said, the service price for the MG4 has been released, and I don't know. I'm in my Model 3 right now, which has no scheduled servicing. The car will tell you when something breaks. Whereas the MG4, I wrote it down, 2-year, $296. 4-year, $907. What are they doing at $907 worth of servicing? Changing out the battery coolant. Like that's 50, 80 bucks worth of water with some stuff in it. So yeah, they're going to get you there. Yeah, nice. We'll talk about how that's going to go in the long run. Anyway, what else? I wrote a few notes because I can't remember much. A couple of little tiny annoyances. The drive modes, they're not saved when the car's turned off and on. For example, one pedal driving, you might turn it on, turn off the car, walk away, come back. Next time you get in the car, one pedal driving is turned off again. Actually, my wife is quite happy about that because she's not keen on driving this Tesla because she doesn't like the automatic regen braking. I love it. Plenty of people love it once you've had a bit of time to get used to it, and it is more efficient and it's a very natural way of driving after a while. So yeah, one pedal driving, should be able to save it even when you turn the car on and off. Come on. It's not like you lose your radio stations when you turn the car off. So something they could fix quite easily. The other thing, no over-the-air updates. This Tesla, I've had updates every, I don't know, couple of weeks, maybe every month since I bought it. Every time it updates, it generally gets better. Features I have now, they weren't available when I first bought the car. For example, you indicate and the screen shows you the side view thing, which is really quite useful too. Anything else I wanted to whinge about? No, not really. Overall, yeah, we put the order in, put the money where our mouth is. Is it as good as this Model 3? Yeah, it's not. Look, bottom line, it's not as good as a Model 3, but a $40,000 car is not as good as a $60,000 car. That's not really surprising there. What is surprising is the car is not $20,000 worse than the Model 3. And the Model 3 is not $20,000 better than the MG4. For what it's worth, a small electric city hatchback, great build quality, nice big screen, enough features, good safety tech, I reckon. Yeah, great buy. Going to be very happy with it, I'm sure. Whenever it arrives, I was told maybe September, October, November. Yeah, definitely by Christmas. Great, thanks a lot. That's 4 months away. So yeah, it's going to be a good replacement for my wife's current car, which is a Hyundai i30. It's about nearly 10 years old now. That said, the i30, very reliable, great car. actually quite sad to see it go, but hey, go electric, right? Go all in, why not? I've still got other cars. Well, you might see them on the channel. That's my STI. That's a bit of a weekend car kind of. And there's a few more cars out the back. So yeah, love electric. Love petrol performance cars too. Not real keen on boring petrol cars. So yeah, that's about it. At the end of the day, I reckon you should go drive one yourself. Have a look at the features. It's a good transition from a petrol car because it actually doesn't have that one pedal driving. It kind of just feels like driving any other car, except it's quiet. If you do test drive it, and if you do have a bit more to spend, go and drive a Tesla too. It is next level, like much more comfortable, luxurious, I guess you can call it. It's not a luxury car though, that's my opinion. And if you do decide to buy a Tesla and you want $750 off, use my referral link. I'll put it in the description box below where all that little text is, like under the video, right about there. You get $750 off, and I get a little kickback too. Why not? MG, you should actually do like a referral scheme, because when people love their cars, they talk about them and more people buy them, and you get things like owners clubs. Look up mg4.com.au, goes to the Facebook group, join it. A lot of content and comments on there. Really good community. That's it for me. Any comments, put them down below. Thank you for your time.